It's only May.
Oh no, it's only you, Bob Larson. And, in fact, Dr. Bob Larson. I feel like I'd never noticed that before. What are you a doctor in, Bobby? Absolute nonsensical BS? Lying to people so that they buy your insipid courses? And if you do have a doctorate and aren't just lying about it, because that's never happened before, I'm sure it's in something really useful that totally deserves a title that reflects the respect of lifesavers and scientific pioneers.
The release isn't until late September, and already the trailer is out there generating interest.
Alright, you didn't say it's
only May.
You said it's only May. Right. Okay, so what's gotten you all a quiver with the excitable face that only the most vivacious of corpses could display? Has some exciting new demon thing come out? Is it that one movie about hell that's so good bad that it's impossible to tell if they did it on purpose? Because
welcome to hell.
How is my motherland?
I can't blame you, I'm excited for it too, it looks f***ing ridiculous. So much so, in fact, I'm surprised that you're not in it.
And by the way, you're not going to watch this on HBO Max or Netflix, only in theaters.
Christ, what, are you getting paid to promote this thing? You know, you're supposed to let people know when you're doing a paid promotion and say what it is, but fine, whatever. What the hell are you talking about? And it better not be something stupid. Otherwise, nothing, because it's always stupid. It's almost like there's a theme on this channel.
It's called Venom, the second of the series.
Jesus, you built that up, didn't you, mate? And, oh right, this is one of them videos from the way back time of about a year ago. Not that it matters, the point of this video isn't that you're going to say something stupid about a specific film. Oh no, no. It's time for Bob to pull out his big broad brush of extremely ignorant nonsense about popular media in general. Because of course he will. Also, he's going to say extremely stupid things about that film as well. He's a man of many talents, don't you know?
Let there be carnage is the byline. I guess that's a heads up as to the intentions demonically of where this film has gone.
Or, you know, the name of one of the f***ing characters, you giant doof. It's the name of the main antagonist of the movie and a character that's been about for literal decades in one form or another, and is of course most directly linked to Venom, the titular character of this and the last movie. It's almost like there's reasons other than they all demonics that one might name a thing a certain way. Dumbass.
These are the same people, by the way, the Marvel comic book universe people.
He says the word people like he would cockroach, and not because, you know, people are just the worst, but because he thinks that they are less than, I'm sure. Because God forbid, literally, that someone make entertainment products that people enjoy. And that's not to say I think anything they do is great or bad or whatever. That's irrelevant. If someone likes it, someone's going to make it. Nothing evil going on necessarily, just supplying a demand.
Who brought you Thor and Loki as likable?
I don't know, the first Thor movie was kinda shit really, and don't get me started on the second one. It wasn't until the third movie that they were actually likeable, and that's just my sexy opinion. But that's not what you mean, I'm sure. Although, I am pretty certain I know where you're going with this, and I just kinda wish you wouldn't, because it's dumb. But that's never stopped you before. It's like you aren't even listening to me.
Superhero characters, not the real demons that they are. These are real demons that I deal with every day from the Nordic pantheon.
First off, that Screeny is just f***ing hilarious, and secondly, yup, of course you do. And of course they are. I mean, they all are, aren't they? Anything that is part of a faith that isn't yours is automatically an evil, mean old demon boy, even the ones invented way before your bullshit, I'm sure. And of course the huggable, lovey bunny that you worship isn't one of them demons tricking you into worshipping false idols. He's a good boy that didn't genocide no human races at all, according to his own screed. Also, really likes foreskins for some reason. Why do you think he asks you to cut them off? It's not because he thinks that they're unclean, otherwise you just wouldn't have them. Think about it. Foreskin cereal, just saying.
This next Venom movie is going to likely be an orgy of blood and gore and violence. Why not?
It's funny that you say that, because violence, sure, but gore? Not really. I mean, implied by the bucket load, but the movie is rated PG-13 in the US. That's actually quite a tame rating, and has caused a bit of controversy in relation to the film, because they are actually movies that would make more sense if they were like that. But they aren't, because they wanted to appeal to as broad an audience as possible, which, as everyone knows, makes movies much better, when they don't have a specific audience in mind and just try to tick as many boxes as possible. But yeah, not really an orgy of gore. It's almost like you don't do any research into the topics you cover. Oh, right, of course you don't.
Because the first one made $865 million, and this demonic dirge is likely to do the same or even more.
And how very dare they make money, as they are bound to do by their obligation to keep shareholder interests in laser focus. I mean, that's not to say that doesn't lead companies to do some bullshit, but it ain't demonic, it's just human nature. And yeah, first movie did well, so they will capitalise on that. It's a business, you frickin' idiot. It would be weird if they didn't.
It's going to unleash a lot of very sadistic jokes, but this is no joke, folks.
Oh, but it is, Bob. It's all a joke. This video is a joke, your channel is a joke, and quite frankly, you're a joke as well, mate. And not a funny haha joke, but a, oh, for f***'s sake, what are you doing kind of joke. That's also funny haha, but mostly sad and annoying. Especially when you milk yet more money out of people who trust you. Stupid people mind, but that doesn't make you not an asshole for doing it.
It's lethal. It's spiritually lethal. And I'm here to warn all you MCU folks out there.
Yeah, watching and enjoying entertainment. That's just the worst possible thing you could do. What, it makes you happy? Well, God doesn't want you happy. God wants you subservient and fucking depressed. But don't you dare admit you're depressed, otherwise people will say you are demon-possessed. But the being actually demon-possessed apparently comes from doing things you enjoy and generally having a good time and not hating every second of your life. You know, I keep saying it, but are we really sure that we didn't get the characters flipped? It's so baffling that feeling good is the devil's realm and being basically a slave is that of God's. Not gonna lie, it's pretty sus. Good job neither exists, or there might be an actual problem.
Now, for the people who miss the first Venom movie,
Hey, don't you spoil it. I haven't actually watched it yet. Although I live on the internet, so I have probably seen about 90% of the film in the form of memes and gifs, so fine, whatever. But if you tell me something about it I didn't already know, I'll be mad and shocked, because I seriously doubt you've seen it either.
it's all about these mutant beings from some kind of parallel or extraterrestrial universe who come to Earth.
See, I fucking told you, he literally doesn't know what the plot is and is just scattershot guessing at it. They are aliens, specifically alien symbiotes that require a host body to function properly. Even if you hadn't watched the movies or seen the comics, literally seconds of research would have told you that. But instead you went into this completely and willfully ignorant to what you are talking about, and your followers are totally fine with that. Not calling you out en masse for being a lazy jackass. I don't even know how you people even with this shit.
They are fanged serpent beings, these vipers, very Leviathan-like.
Oh yeah, definitely. They share that one trait in common with, well, pretty much everything in the Bible. They don't real. They are works of fiction that should not be taken to be a real thing that is real, and only an idiot would believe that they were real. So yeah.
Take on human bodies because they need oxygen to survive, and they suck that out of the human beings.
Sucking the life out of people, eh? No wonder you're so interested in taking them down. They are trying to hustle in on your gig, aren't they, mate? You can't have that. How will you maintain your... Well, I was going to say youthful appearance, but clearly that ship has sailed long ago, so just stop you from turning to dust and blowing away in the wind as best you can hope for at this point. And ain't no alien boys going to muscle in on that which you need to continue existing.
They're hosts on Earth, and there's this hero, Eddie Brock. Oh, he's going to save the world, but...
He's not a hero, he's an anti-hero, for f***'s sake, man. Stop talking about things you don't understand. You could at the very least have read a synopsis of the movie, or get this right, f***ing watch the damn thing. And before you start, you are a big strong ecstasy boy. Surely no silly little film could give you a case of the demons, right? I mean, think about it though, he can't watch it, because if he watches it and is fine, maybe demons don't even real. But if he watches it and gets some big old D energy, the D is for demon by the way, don't be crude, then maybe he doesn't know what the f*** he's doing. And you can't have that, can you?
Meanwhile, Venom merges with him, becomes his symbiote. And other symbiotes possess other people from Malaysia to San Francisco.
Symbiotes? Okay, well, anyway, so what? Oh, right, because demons possess you and you think that having a symbiotic relationship with a space critter is the same thing as having a demon control your actions. Because it's not. The key word is literally symbiotic. They work together. They need each other. One more than the other at first, at least, but if you start getting into superhuman battles, then yeah, they will definitely come in handy to one another. Again, it's almost like you don't know what you're talking about.
In the end, in the first one, Venom decides he's going to help save Earth from his kind.
Bastard! How could he? A perfectly good chance of the destruction of all the humans ruined by a selfish prick. I mean, what good is Earth and its inhabitants anyway? Well, aside from the whiskey, and the donuts, and the video games, and all that sweet, sweet existential dread.
Well, there's a switch. Get that? That's the same lie of Satanism, voodoo, and black magic, doing evil to get good.
Doing evil? Fighting off a horde of world-destroying monsters is evil now, is it? Well, shows which side you are on, and hey, at least we know that even given the chance, Bob would not stop me from eating the planet because he wouldn't want to do bad for good or whatever the he means. Or maybe your conception of evil is so completely warped you literally can't tell the difference anymore. It wouldn't surprise me.
By the way, that's the lie of the first snake, the first venom serpent in the Garden of Eden.
Lie? What are you talking about? He literally told them what the fruit was and what it would do. God was the one who lied by omission, whilst also leaving that shit on full display, knowing that's exactly what they would do. Because if he didn't, then he literally can't be a god. Motherfucker is totally the father of lies. I mean, he must have invented them after all.
No Christian should take part in viewing movies like this for entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment is bad. You should spend that money on having your demons exorcised by me, Bob the Demon Fucker. I mean Slayer. That's the only real godly thing to do. Doesn't matter that shit is basically harmless and if you enjoy it can only make your life a bit better. You need to fear all things and spend your life doing nothing but watching Bob Larson videos and eating gruel, like a good little peon.
And by the way, spare me any allegorical assumptions that somehow Earth is going to be rescued by a Christ-like figure like Brock from the evil serpent. No way.
Wait, what? Are you saying that Jesus isn't going to save anyone? Like, seriously, that's what you just said means. That's hilarious. And Eddie Brock isn't fucking Christ-like. Again, anti-hero. He's not a good guy, but he's also not the bad guy. He's supposed to be someone just doing what he thinks is right within his own moral framework. Although, frankly, the movie's not actually that deep. It's just a somewhat throwaway romp that maybe you enjoy, maybe you don't. And putting more thought into it than, haha, that monster ate that guy's head. I think you're doing it wrong, mate.
These Venom films and the Marvel comic book universe are all devoid of any god of transcendency.
Why the fuck should they? It's not about that. Does everything that anyone ever watches have to be in a world with a god of transcendence? Whatever the fuck that means. Can't something just be entertainment for fuck's sake? Although again, showing that you don't fucking watch them because a certain captain of the Americas says this.
There's only one God, man. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that.
But I don't know why I even bother to bring up that you don't know something, really.
There's no moral code, no absolute truth in these films.
No moral code? The fuck are you talking about? Even with Venom being an anti-hero, they are all about saving lives and doing the right thing at the end. What you mean is there's no fucking stupid moral code that doesn't make any sense. And the only reason to follow it is that maybe it's right with no evidence and you'll be rewarded after you've found out if it is or it isn't. In a world with hundreds if not thousands of similar but different enough moralities to make that choice literally impossible, and that's assuming any of them are true at all, which is unlikely at best.
I know they're just movies, but they speak to the consciousness of man about the spiritual zeitgeist of our age.
That is literally the opposite of what you just said. They can't be just movies and the spiritual zeitgeist mumbo-jumbo kitten bollocks at the same time, because that's just not how the anything works. In fact, give it 20 years and barely anyone will remember them. Just like when the 80s/90s were full of macho man action movies, and the 2000s were packed with teen comedy dramas and the like, they are faddy, but they really don't say shit about what people actually feel. If anything, they are largely escapism, a way of getting away from what's actually going on in people's heads. You couldn't be more wrong if you fucking tried, mate.
Venom produces fear and terror, and a lot of in-house sadistic humor.
Fear and terror and humour, it's almost like it's a horror comedy or something crazy like that. Honestly, at this point, the more I listen to you rattle on about how evil it all is, the more I actually want to watch it. I'm aware that it's not exactly a cinematic masterpiece, but frankly, the idea that I'll be upsetting you and your audience by enjoying it at all is enough to make me give it a go.
The Marvel comic book universe is a portal to demonic possession.
And the Bob Larson YouTube videographic universe is a portal to either losing your shirt if you believe the things he says, or losing your lunch after laughing about all the ridiculously stupid, ill-informed, nonsensical bullshit he says. But I know which one I'd rather watch.
Demons are real. Don't allow yourself to be indoctrinated with these demonic ideas of MCU.
No, they aren't, and the only one trying to indoctrinate anyone is you. In fact, this is all an extremely familiar cult control technique to call out popular media with those scary different ideas as evil and tell your little puppets that they better not watch them or they will be a bad Zetan or whatever the f***. I'm done, Bob. With every video you find a new way to disgust me with your complete horseshit. Well done, it's quite the accomplishment.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos. And she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the